Hello music listeners, underground enthusiasts, and anybody who didn't get any sleep last night. If you haven't told anybody, I'm sure those around you would love to hear it. I don't have a lot of songs that I want to talk about this week, but I do have 5 that I think are really good, and so, short and sweet. Let's do it. Kicking off this week is Thayerperiod with Leech, which dives into a macabre and visceral reflection of passion. The piercing synth that winds across the beginning of the song is so abrasive and tense, and the further production that comes in later down the line is dissonant and kind of all-enveloping. This whole song feels so heavy and kind of pressurized in a way. I really love how it sounds, the textures used, the atmosphere evoked here, and Thayer's drunken and frantic vocals really match up with what's going on and what we're hearing instrumentally. The gory and archaic imagery is already sort of delivered with this airy stumble, but it really hits its stride with this manic repetition of the roadkill line. And although Thayer has always been experimental with these buzzy, atmospheric pop tracks, I do think that in terms of imagery and approach, this is kind of a step beyond that, pushing that further, kind of seeing where those boundaries lie, and I do think it pays off in the end. The song emphasizes tension and texture in a lot of contrasting ways between the first and second half of the song as well, makes for a nice split, it's very interesting, it keeps the attention of the listener pretty interesting overall. And then we have With My Friends from Suroki, and this is another track that emphasizes texture but in an entirely different way, pushing the song forward with this sort of soft static that lies beneath the entire track, this delicate vocal saturation and organic ambience. It's generally a pretty gentle song in its tone, and it also manages to sneak in some pretty heavy-hitting percussion later on without feeling like too much of a departure from this original precedent being set here. It's probably one of my favorite Suroki tracks in terms of concept and writing as well. It's a bittersweet song about sentimentality and friendship, taking such a core emotion and painting a soft and vivid picture with it. A very like Bubble by Ray Brown, if you know that song. And the vocals reflect that as well. These notes are clean and sober, yearning for that connection, but also recognizing the connections that I already had. It's very sweet, but it's bittersweet. You know how it's happy but also kind of makes you sad, those kind of songs? It's crazy well produced, it's crazy well performed. If people call bubbly production quirks ear candy, you've heard that before, this is sort of like a pastry. You know what I mean? New bugboi track with Signs. This song is foggy and feverish. These bright synth pads twinkle and float across this entire beat. I really enjoy as well how everything is sort of glued together by this hazy pulse that is deep underneath everything else. You don't think about it too hard when you hear it. It's kind of there as a drone, as a background effect, but then you realize how empty it would be without that one binding element. It's just a really nice decision made for the track. The track just sounds so hypnotizing and so indulgent in that ambience, and Bugboi's vocals and writing kind of just sit on top of everything else. It's a thick and wide mix, but otherwise dry, which I think is probably the right move considering just how watery everything else on the track is. The droning and snappy delivery of the vocals pair well with that production environment, and it ends up being a really fun, straightforward track where you can tell that Bugboi's having a lot of fun making it. It's a lot of fun to listen to. It's fun. And then we've got Do Not Resurrect with My Sadistic Killing Spree. Bloodhaven was a really good project from Do Not Resurrect, thriving on heavy darkwave and hardcore hip-hop instrumentals and these violent imagery filtered through these spiraling flows. So for the past couple months, I've wondered if he would continue in that sound, alter it in any way, just wanting to see how he would continue to progress in his already pretty refined sound. And as the title of this song suggests, My Sadistic Killing Spree is maybe one of the more blatant and straightforward nosedives into horrorcore and hardcore hip-hop that Rez has executed. The obscured vocal chop and abrasive key melodies already give the song such a tense, looming atmosphere, but the real magic lies within his vocals here. The tone and mix is so oppressive over this beat, and his lyrics are packed wall-to-wall with indiscriminate violence, sexualization, and isolation. There's a lot of really great standout lines here, but my favorite is probably My Women Treat Me Like Manson. What can I say? I always love when Rez drops. And then to end out this week's list, we've got Epitomeoffailure with Paralyzed. This is a clean, punchy, emo rap track. The hook on the song fucking rips, it's packed with emotion and is crazy catchy. I appreciate also how glossy and crisp this mix is. It really shoots these vocals straight up to the top of the mix. The twinkly guitar plucks and trap percussion are pretty classic textbook emo rap, and that clean production is what gives Epitomeoffailure a lot of room to be versatile in his delivery and has some really great moments vocally. And apart from the hook and in the introspection and the writing, there's a couple one-off quirks scattered throughout the track that help make it more dynamic and give it some key moments that give it more dimension. listen. The guttural yell shoved in the back, the split-second bit crush, these additional textures and moments give the song moments to look forward to on subsequent listens, and I think that's really important. Overall, it's a straightforward but powerful emo rap track with a good performance and some fun tricks. And that is going to do it for this week's list. Did you listen to these songs? Did you not listen to these songs? If you did, tell me what you think. If you didn't, go listen, come back, tell me what you think. I value your opinion. Like, subscribe, do all the normal YouTube stuff. I just dropped a interview with Jabari on the Beat and Sewer Person, so you can go watch that now. I have a video essay coming up that I think is going to be really good, really enjoyable. I dropped my own album called The Pianist about a month back, and I have not yet a single time promoted it on this channel. I keep forgetting to, so go listen to that as well. Catch me in the next video where I moderate the upcoming presidential debate. Bye.